Hello, my name is Ray.
And I'm Song Hee.
And to all the listeners, welcome to the NBS E.L.E.V.A.T.E second podcast episode hosted by the Nanyang Business School Brand Ambassadors. This episode is specially designed for our prospective students who want to learn more about the different MBA programs we offer at NBS.
In today's episode, we're speaking with two professors from our MBA programs. We'll first dive into the Nanyang Professional MBA, and then the Nanyang MBA, and finish off with the Nanyang Fellows MBA program.
So since we are here, let us get started by welcoming our speakers. Thank you very much for joining us today, Prof. Jeffrey and Prof. Trevor. Okay, could you do a quick introduction about yourself?
I'm Prof. Trevor. Very good evening to everyone, and I'm the Academic Director for the Professional MBA. I represent the Division of Leadership, Management and Organization, where we primarily deal with areas and subjects to do with people management. And I'm very glad to join you this evening.
Thanks, Trevor. I'm Jeffrey, and I'm the Academic Director for the Nanyang MBA. And I also represent the Division of Information Technology and Operations Management. I specialize in supply chain operations, sustainable operations. So, like Trevor, I'm very happy to be here.
Thanks for being here today.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you both for being here today. So now let us dive in and explore what makes our different MBA programs unique, some of the career prospects, and how our students can actually maximize their experience at NBS. So first and foremost, perhaps to start, could both of you provide a quick overview of your program and its key focus areas? So let us begin with the Nanyang MBA program.
Okay, thank you, Ray. So the Nanyang MBA is the flagship master's program at the Nanyang Business School. Right? So it's one of 4 general management programs, and it's catered to promising working professionals who want to take it to the next level. You have leadership potential, and the program is supposed to provide a skill set that is general management, which means that if you're coming from, let's say, IT or finance, you need to know all the other functions, right? So the program will provide training in core courses, which is all the core functions in business, and we also provide electives. In particular, we have 4 focus areas called specializations. You can specialize in marketing, banking and finance, business analytics, and there's also this strategy and innovation. And there's a new one called sustainability and innovation. Of course, you always have the option to keep to the general management track. Right? So it is a 10-month program. It's an intense program, and it's for full-time participants.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Jeffrey.
Yes, with regards to the Professional MBA program, I just want to highlight first that, as Jeffrey has mentioned, we are all essentially general management degree programs, right? So for the Professional MBA program, I think our focus is more on taking a particular group of professionals who have been in a particular area for quite a number of years. Our average number of working years of experience is about 9 years. So we are taking people who have a very specialized skill set in terms of experience and expertise, and encouraging them to broaden into what we call a T-shaped professionals. So turning them from experts into managers, but more importantly, leaders. It's a longer course because of the nature of the students that we take in. So you can say that it's kind of like a part-time kind of thing, because people would be working and pursuing their degree at the same time. And that's why we have an 18-month curriculum for them. Yeah.
Thank you very much both for sharing.
What would you say are the key differentiators of both your programs compared to other similar institutions?
Yeah. So as I alluded to, the key differentiator is demographic. The Professional MBA program tends to take in students who are older, more experienced. That means they have been working for a longer time. We also tend to see that the majority of our students are actually working in Singapore, or either that, or they have quite amount of working experience based in Singapore, and so that's the kind of demographic that we have, and that factors into the scheduling of our classes, which are on weekends, and so alternate weekends. That's the scheduling. Other than that, I think we take very similar foundational courses. Unlike the full-time MBA, we don't have specializations, but instead what we offer is a suite of kind of interdisciplinary specialized courses for our students. So I think that those are the key differentiators. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For the MBA, I think just building on what Trevor said, we are a full-time program, so the scheduling would be different. Our participants are mostly international, so they come from everywhere. So we do get quite a good diversity in nationalities, in industries. I think 15 to 19 different nationalities. And the age would be a bit younger than the PMBA, and the years of experience would be about 5-6 years. Now, I also want to speak on how we distinguish from other MBA programs in other parts of this country and other parts of the world. So the Nanyang MBA, being part of Nanyang Technological University, which is a technological university, right? We are very good in technology. We have energy experts, we have material science, computer science, AI, top in the world. So our program has a strong technology bent or element, and we use that we're able to solve many different problems, including sustainability, right? So some of you may know that we are currently in one of 8 net zero buildings in NTU, which is not that many in Singapore, right? And the technology part is what we're also very proud of. Of course, one other thing is that this is the home of cultural intelligence as well. One of the scholars who coined this name, CQ, is actually in Trevor's division. Yeah, so these are the things that we believe are key distinguishing features in the training of these the general management future leaders. Yeah.
Thank you very much for both your inputs.
Okay, let's move on to the next segment. So based on our understanding, we actually have a potential student ask us, and we thought it would be quite an interesting point to address at this podcast.
Okay.
So for someone who is perhaps at 40 years old, who hasn't taken the GMAT or GRE, what does the ROI trajectory actually looks like for the graduates of your respective programs?
That's an excellent question. Yeah, I think.
Very challenging question that you're asking today.
Yeah, it's a very challenging question. I would say the age range for MBA is a bit is younger than that. We do have participants that go into mid-30s, but when you get into the 40s, I think the PMBA may be a suit. So I would advise either a PMBA or an EMBA. So I used to direct the executive MBA in the Nanyang Executive MBA, and the participants there are, I think, some brilliant ones are as young as late 30s, but it goes up to 55. Some are in late 50s. So they do see some ROI even at that age, right? Because your runway to retirement is like, 10 years or less. But at 40, there's still a good time to go. Now, why do they take this even at that senior level, right? So many of our senior participants, they are essentially assistant GM or senior VPs that they already know that they're being groomed to be GM or MDs, right? And they do need to beef up more on the general management skills, networking as well, and there's also other segments that they get to go overseas. In the Nanyang MBA, we do bring them to the business study mission. So it gets them to visit Asia right? Because it's an Asian MBA. For the EMBA, they do get to go to Berkeley and Tsinghua. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the professional MBA, I think in response to that question specifically, yes, that particular demographic, even for the professional MBA, we have a average age of about low 30s to mid 30s right now, would be considered even one of the older or more experienced candidates for our class. I think the question becomes less of a traditional ROI type of question, which kind of like connotes kind of a meaning that I put in so much money or I invest so much money, what am I getting in return? By the time you reach that stage in your career, your notion of what you expect to get back in return tends to be more broad from what we hear from our students and our graduates, right? In other words, while yes, everyone acknowledges yes, money is important, salary, a good pay, a good salary, a good position, yes, but very often they are looking for even more than that. So they are at a stage where they are evaluating, like what's the next step that they want to take in their career, and because the professional MBAs, they are already they are essentially already holding down a job, right? So they're thinking, okay, in my current job or in my current organization, what is the next step for me in my career path, right? And the majority of them don't look to change jobs, and so it is more of a consideration of where do I want to make an impact next, right? Yes, I want to continue progressing up the proverbial ladder, but in addition to that, what other areas of influence do I want to have? And if you look at career paths and careers in general, that usually comes with more responsibility for people, more responsibility for resources. And so what we are trying to do to help them make that next step is to put them in a better position to be better decision makers, right? So by our exposing them to the fundamentals of general management across the different areas of business, networking is also a very important part of, I think, all our MBA programs. So by the time you enter like the professional MBA program, right, you be like networking with essentially other people with as much or even more experience than you have in other areas. So I think that's also a very valuable commodity for our students to benefit from. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing. I think in addition to that, we would also like to ask, lastly, what advice would you actually give to prospective students to maximize their chances of being successfully accepted into your programs?
You want me to take a first step at this?
Sure,
I think the outstanding applications usually tend to demonstrate a few qualities there. One is the ability to bring out not only what they have accomplished in terms of past degrees or positions held and all that, but in terms of concrete experiences and learnings from their different stops along in their career. So more than just listing out what you have done or where you have been and whatever, it's the capabilities or competencies that you have gained from such experiences. And the reason why we value that is because when we look at applications, we are looking at this as a candidate. How can he or she contribute to the other 70 or so individuals that we admit? right? So we are not admitting just a student per se, but we are admitting a potential contributor in terms of experience, sharings, and all that. And so that's a quality that we are looking out for. Once you are actually at the interview stage, I think one good signal that tends to resonate well with our evaluators and interviewers is that the candidate has done his or her homework about our school, about our offerings as a program. And so you can quite easily tell based on that and the questions that they ask us and their responses to the type of questions that we ask, the level of sincerity and the level of interest that they have in our program. And I think that that's a good signal, and will put you in quite a good, strong position to get admission. Yeah.
Well said. So I really like what Trevor said about, we want a contributor to the program, and beyond that, we are looking at a future member of the NBS family, man. So it's not like you're here 1 year or 1.5 years and you leave. So you're going to be a lifelong alumnus, right? And so if you ask what are the ways by which you could improve your chances, right? The technical answer is that you sleep well, you don't get sick, because we're basically going to assess who you are, and there's not a lot you could change. But what are we looking for, right? Apart from, getting a very high GMAT score, having, good work experience, get good recommendations. Now, I would say 3 things. One is something like clarity of purpose, right? Even if you don't, if you don't have a specific industry you want to go to, but if your purpose is to try 2 or 3 industries, there's some clarity of purpose, right? And second one is curiosity. I think at the end of the day, we don't really think a person who comes in knowing that he or she knows everything and there's nothing to learn from the next person will fit well or will contribute well. And the third thing would be, I would say, generosity of spirit. Everyone's going to be excellent in this program. So, but one has to showcase that, you're a cohort. You're part of a cohort. And let's say there's a job, opportunity that comes to you, but it doesn't fit you. You can refer it to others. Or you just see someone who needs help. Right? So it's being part of a community. And if their success will be your success, right? So that's a quiet confidence that we also look for in a Nanyang MBA student participant. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Professor Trevor and Jeffrey, for your valuable insights.
Yeah, sure.
Before we dive into the next program, I believe we do have an announcement to make.
Yes, so actually on behalf of the MBA planning team, there's actually an MBA Experience Day this coming Friday, and it will be on from 7 to 8 p.m. There will be a masterclass with Associate Dean of NBS Graduate Studies, Professor Goh Kim Huat, on generative AI, and that will be followed by alumni panel discussion together with the head of admissions. So please find out more from our NBS LinkedIn page if you are keen to attend this session. Okay, I think once again, let us thank our professors for joining us today.
Thank
you very much.
Pleasure's all ours.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you for having you today. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Do I take?
Yes,
is it?
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you.
Before we dive into the second portion of this podcast, the Nanyang Fellows MBA Program Director sends his apologies for being unable to join us today. Although the Nanyang Fellows MBA Program Director couldn't join us today, we've gathered his input beforehand and are excited to welcome Kwan Chai, as well as Ray, who happens to be a fellow NF-MBA student. They will both share their insights and supplement his perspective. Welcome, Kwanchai. Could we maybe start with an introduction?
Okay, good evening to everyone. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kwanchai, and I am a student in the Nanyang Fellow MBA program. And I have worked in the banking and manufacturing sector is over 10 years. And my previous experience, I have both private and public sector. And I joined this program to become the better leader and learn how to make a bigger impact for my job. And also the program is, I think, a great experience, and I'm happy to share it with you for today.
And maybe Ray as well. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi Song Hee again. So I'm Ray. I'm actually from the Singapore's public healthcare sector. I've been with the sector for the past 10 years. So I'm very happy to be here with a second identity for tonight to share more about the Nanyang Fellows MBA. I think we hope to collectively provide you with some of our perspectives as current students. So let us dive in.
You both have such different and diverse backgrounds.
Yes.
Let's start by getting a quick overview of the Nanyang Fellows MBA program.
Okay. Let's start. The Nanyang Fellow MBA program is a program for experienced leader who want to improve their skill and grow their careers. And the program is to have a 1-year program, and second is a 2-year part-time program. The program focuses on the importance of the public policy, including sustainability and digital transformation. For curriculum is have the 3 domains. One from business core, like accounting, business something, and second one is the business technology, innovation, and including sustainability. And third one is the subject it teach about public policy. The program is also give us two chance to learn from 3 top university in a different place. First, we study here in TU Singapore, and second, we study at University of California, Berkeley, in USA. And third, we study at the Tsinghua University at China. And also what we learned from UC Berkeley. We learned leadership and innovation in the Silicon Valley. As we know, Silicon Valley is the global center of innovation. And in the Tsinghua, we learn about the innovation of China, including economy and how to do business there. Thank you.
Thanks, Kwanchai. He has shared very extensive information about the program, so I'll just top up a little bit. Earlier on, Prof. Trevor and Prof. Jeffrey had the opportunity to share about the profiles of the of their students. So just to share something different about the Nanyang Fellows MBA program, most of our students are more mature, as you can see from the both of us.
Yes.
The average age for our program, for our current cohort, is actually 40 years, and collectively we have about, on average, 15 years of experience. So I would say that's quite a different profile as compared to the 2 earlier programs, just to share with the listeners. Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know that NF-MBA provided those opportunities.
Yes.
Moving on to the next segment, what would you say as students are the key differentiators of the NF-MBA program, and why did you select this course?
Okay, I think for the Nanyang MBA programs, the special is focused on the leadership and transformation. The program brings together the people from different sectors. We have the cohort from public-private partnership, we call PPP. And all of us, we share idea and learn from each other. For our cohorts from various countries like India, China, Japan, Singapore, Indonesia, Cambodia, Laos, and me from Thailand. And we also have opportunity to join the class with Nanyang Executive MBA programs. So this gives the opportunity connect with a leader from various industry. We learn from there also. And also we have the SPAN project. This SPAN project is the strategy project at Nanyang. This is the MBA capstone at the MBS. It connects students which partner organize maybe business and non-profit and maybe social enterprise. We taken a real strategic challenge which for our knowledge from the class. We apply the cutting edge business insight on their own experience, and students create impactful solution from the business. And finally, I think the program also focused on the current challenge, like how to use technology and sustainability in business.
Thank you, Kwan Chai. Just to add on on terms of the key differentiators, so quoting our academic director, Prof. Yogesh, he branded ourselves as the only executive MBA that targets the public sector. And I guess to him and to us, we are like an MBA++. Thanks to the extensive network and connection, so during the course itself, actually, we would have exposure to both public and private engagements, as well as opportunities to hear from those who are at the top of their sectors. So I thought I would like to share something more about what I meant by the engagement. So an example of a recent private engagement by the Nanyang Fellows program is actually a visit to DBS to understand their digital transformation journey, and as well as a visit to Lazada to understand their global economic outlook. So for myself, I'm actually pretty excited because we have an upcoming visit to Monetary Authority of Singapore, the MAS, and I'm very excited to hear more about that conjunction of monetary policies from them. So that I would say is some of the key differences for the Nanyang Fellows program as compared to the other MBA programs.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that the Nanyang Fellows MBA program was the only executive program that had public sectors in them. Moving on to the next segment, career outcomes are a key consideration for prospective students. How has networking with graduates from the Nanyang Fellows MBA program influenced your understanding of the kinds of roles and industries that they typically pursue?
Okay, so this is the best part of the program. I think the networking is the opportunity is important. Maybe next 2 weeks we have the alumni networking together. We have an opportunity to meet the people from various industry to meet together and keep a connection and learn from them. I think that also we have alumni. They are coming to our class and teach, share the experience in the class. For last subject, we have alumni talk about the healthy industry. I think this is for current situation. And then when I back, okay, for me, I'm from Thailand. I work in the state-owned by government. I think this is my career. Maybe have me opportunity to grow up in my company and help the company to strategic plan to build the business growth.
Thank you, Kwan Chai. Just to add on, in terms of that networking opportunities with both current students as well as graduates, because the Nanyang Fellows MBA program, we actually do open up to our region, ASEAN region, as well as we also have classmates from China and India. So all these opportunities to network with people from different nationalities as well as different industry, it has really enriched, I guess, our perspectives and the way that we see things. So I'm actually very thankful for Nanyang Fellows MBA for providing these kind of opportunities.
Thank you, Ray, for your input, and Kwan Chai as well. As a student in the program, how do you think the Nanyang Fellows MBA will benefit your future career, and especially after networking with graduates and doing your own research?
I think now, after I joined this program, it's already helped me to grow as a leader, because we learned a lot from the best professor in the business school, and also we have the classmate various industry and various across the country. We learn from a leader, we learn from the classroom, we learn from professor. This make me think strategically and build stronger relationships, and so I think we can help me solve complex problems. So we learn a lot from the strategic plans. This one is I think gain me from this program, help me to my career and allow me take a bigger challenge in the future.
Thanks, Kanchai. So I'd like to add on, earlier on we have heard from Prof. Jeffrey and Prof. Trevor about being clear about the intention of joining the MBA program. So for myself, I think joining the Nanyang Fellows MBA program with my background in public healthcare sector, it has enriched my thinking and it has broadened my perspectives. So I'm very glad to share that in terms of the benefit to my future career, it really does, I could really tell in terms of the skill sets that I've learned and gathered through this program. And I'm actually very excited to go back to my organization and apply all these new skill sets that I've learned in the Nanyang Fellows program.
Those both sound like great benefits.
Yes.
Given your first-hand experience with the admissions process, such as preparing for the interview, do you have any advice to share along with any memorable insights that you've received from the program director?
Okay, this program is the first. Maybe you check you fit the program or not. You can check yourself. For my advice, for the future student, is to be clear about your goals and why you want to join this program. And this program is what did the program help you, and when you interview the program, you can share your leadership experience and how do you want to grow. And during the interview, also you can show your opinion and passion and what is you learning from your this time to make a different in the future. And I think the admission team is looking for the people who want to be a leader and create a positive change.
Thank you. So for myself, in terms of the admission process, I think it is necessary to be clear about your future career trajectory and what you think this MBA program can actually bring to you to better prepare you to take the next step forward. So just want to share something memorable from the interview. As I've mentioned earlier on, the profile of our class, we are generally a little bit older. Okay, not little bit, we are older. And most of us, we might have left our previous, be it graduate program or even postgrad program for many years. So I think to prepare yourself for the admissions as well as for the program, probably you would really need to be aware that there is some academic rigor for our program. And if you had left your previous, study experience for quite a while already, perhaps it's time to also get back to the books and start some reading before the admissions process.
Thank you both for the advice. That brings us to the end of today's episode of NBS E.L.E.V.A.T.E. Thank you to both Professor Jeffrey and Professor Trevor, as well as Ray and Kwanchai, for their valuable insights into the Nanyang Professional MBA program, Nanyang MBA program, and Nanyang Fellows MBA program. To our listeners, if you have any questions or want to learn more, be sure to visit the Nanyang Business School website or just reach out to us. And thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you at NBS soon.